Right, so it's officially less than 30 minutes until my 29th birthday, and that is when the last year of my 20s begins. So I wanted to record a raw, unedited video to talk about the life lessons I've basically learned in my 20s and give my advice to the young lads out there. Basically, the advice I'd give to a young 20-year-old Reese. All this stuff I wish I knew at the start of my 20s, and fortunately but unfortunately I've had to learn most of it the hard way. So if I can help one of you guys on your journey, or even if you're the same age as me or even older and you just want someone to relate to, I'm just going to talk about what I've learned personally, and if any of you can relate, leave a comment, tell me which topics you can relate on. If any of you boys are looking for questions, hopefully I have the answers. And if you are in your young 20s, under 25, please take on this advice, because I wish I knew most of this when I was younger. So the first one, I've just wrote down some notes, so if I keep looking to the screen, I'm just looking at brief bullet points that I've wrote down, because I want to make sure I get, like the key points. So hopefully this video helps some of you. Right, life lessons. So money. When I was 21, I started that Forex trading. So I seen it online, seen people doing it. I didn't buy a course or anything, so I was working at the airport doing 12-hour shifts, 5 a.m. till 5 p.m, 6 a.m. till 6 p.m, sometimes even 15-hour shifts, getting paid £10 an hour. So I was getting some good money, 120 quid a day, 150 quid a day, but that came with a sacrifice, because you got the travel, an hour there, an hour back. So these 12-hour days turned into 14 hours eating, so it was just work and sleep. So for a full summer, I was at the airport for a year, but for a full summer, I worked literally all summer and didn't get a full summer at all. I didn't get any summer at all. So what I did with the money that I saved up, I thought, right, if I can maximise the money I get in this summer where I'm working, I can probably set myself up. And I always wanted to start a business. So on the side, I just started dipping into Forex trading. I learned the basics off YouTube and then got into it. So I know there's a thing called pips, which we'll call it points. But if you, say for example, you think I was doing dollar against the pound at the time, or pound against the dollar, whichever way it is. But say the dollar got stronger, I do take profit at 20 pips. So I put, I think £1 a pip on. You need to have like £100, £200, something like that in it to not wipe your account out. So this is all, I'll get to the money point, the life lesson in a minute, but this was a big learning curve for me. So basically I started off with £1 a pip, made 20 quid. I was like, oh, made 20 quid while I was working at the airport. Right, let's do it again. Made another 20 quid. So I thought, right, I'll do £1.20 a pip, £1.50, £2 a pip. All of a sudden I'm making 80 quid a day on top of the 120 quid I'm making. So I'm making 200 quid a day. So I'm thinking, wow, I'm actually going to be rich. You know what I'm saying? You're a young 20-year-old boy, you don't know what rich is, but 200 quid a day is flipping good money. And I was doing 3 days in a row, a day off to get some rest, and then 3 days in a row, a day off. So I was on quite a bit of dough. So anyway, the pips ended up, I kept waking up with profit. So what I learned what the bottom was the day before and what the top was, the range, and I just did it where 20 pips from the bottom, 20 pips from the top, so I was in that range. Do you get me? And it kept winning, so I thought, I flipping cracked it. Wow. So anyway, it was getting to Donald Trump's election, and I predicted, which ultimately I was correct, that if Donald Trump got into office, the dollar would get stronger. Now, if you look back, I don't know if you can, but if you look back to the dollar at the time, as soon as Donald Trump got announced, it was so volatile, like it was like this, that the dollar weakened so much within about 2-3 hours that it just wiped my whole account out. And then after that 3 hours, it went to the strongest I think it's ever been at the time. And even Donald Trump said the dollar's stronger than it's ever been. So I predicted it right, but the timing was wrong. And what happened is I lost literally every bit of cash I made that summer. So I sacrificed my whole summer. I didn't see my girlfriend at the time. I only saw her because she slept in the bed next to me, that's it. I see her, and then go sleep. So I sacrificed a full summer, time with my girlfriend, time with family, social life, everything, and my whole account got wiped out. It was over 5 figures anyway, and I sat there on the laptop and just watched, what was it on? I think IG. I just watched my money just evaporate. It just went, because it was so volatile, it didn't even give me like a warning. It just, all my money disappeared. So I watched every bit of money. I don't even know why I put all my money into it, but I watched every bit of money disappear. So obviously, shortly after that, I left the airport because I couldn't bear going into the airport knowing that I've already spent a summer here and not even got anything to show for it. I didn't have a new car, didn't have money in the bank, a deposit for an house, which I did have. Everything was gone. So that ultimately led to a breakup with the girl I was with at the time, and we was together for 2.5 years. So it led to the breakup, and I left that job, and it took me years to get that money back. So in that time, I had to take a loan out just to get by, just to live. So I took a loan out, and then I was just living off the loan. And what I've realised over the years is money, you got to take care of your money, but be smart about it. So let me get to where I am today. So literally a year ago, last November, I saw all the money go out of my account again. So I had money invested in some things, and then something happened where I ended up with Amex, a dispute, whatever, and it didn't go our way. So anyway, I ended up with all my money disappearing out my account again. And the difference between this time and last time, so bear in mind this is about 6-7 years later, is that this time when I lost all my money compared to that time I was heartbroken for years, and I was disappointed in myself, and I actually never got over it myself. I thought, for years I was thinking, how could I lose all that money still for years later? And with this time, when all the money went out of my account, I just literally just said, it is what it is, it'll come back. And it did come back. And the life lesson here is, don't get too attached to money, because it will heavily influence your life. Now, that doesn't mean don't make your goal not making money. You should make your goal making money, but don't get attached to it. So when you make £100, for example, don't be scared to put £100 out there to risk if you're going to get it back. Don't do something stupid like me where you put it all on Forex, where I didn't know anything, I just knew the basics. If I knew Forex properly, I probably would have made a lot of money. But don't be scared to put your money in places where it's a calculated decision, basically. Money comes and goes, and it will always come back if you're half clever about it, okay? So what I've been doing for the past year is, every time I get money, I hate having money in my bank account now. I hate it. So I know that if there's no money in my bank account, it's out there doing something for me somewhere. So I've got my finger in a few pies. I've got £100 there, I've got £500 there, £1,000 there, but I know at some point in the future that'll make some kind of return. Do you know what I mean? But don't be scared to put your money in places if it's a calculated decision, basically. Because money honestly does come back. It will come back. Now with that, there's a saying, scared money don't make money. That's again on the topic I'm saying, don't be scared to, even if you leave yourself with £200 so you're panicking, that's good, because you know the rest of your bank account is out there making money for you somewhere, but there's £200, right, I need ways to make more money. Suddenly you start finding ways to make more money. Do you know what I'm saying? So don't be scared to make money. Now with that, don't be penny pinching as well. I have a good mentality where if I want to buy a cup of coffee, I'm not checking my bank account seeing if I can afford it, knowing I've got hardly any left because all my money's out there making money. I'll buy that cup of coffee. Coffee's expensive, yeah, but don't be scared to spend money on things that actually bring you joy. So it's either a return on investment or that actually brings you joy. Don't go out spending all your money on drinking. Do not do that. It's easy to say, oh yeah, well I love partying, so I'm going to go out partying and spend all my money. No, that's stupid. That is actually honestly stupid. Stupid. Don't go spending your money on drugs, whatever the case may be, or even on girls. Trust me, do not go spending your money on girls. We'll get to that in a minute, like the girls talk, but don't go spending your money on, spend money on, take some time to reflect and think, what makes me happy? Coffee makes me happy, right? If I want to get a coffee, I'm going to buy one. Just because I know that little cup of coffee, there's so much joy I get out of that I don't care how much I've got, I'm just going to spend the money on that. So, the life lesson there is, money comes and goes. Don't be scared to use your money to make more money, and don't be scared to spend money on things that actually do bring you joy, okay? Right, the next life lesson, I want to talk mental health. So, this past year, 28 years old, has been the most challenging year for me. I've gone through a breakup. My dad was having a health scare. I lost one of our dogs, which we had for 10 years, 10, 11 years, something like that. And then I also left my job, and I was also homeless for a little bit, which was my lowest point. The biggest thing that's helped me get through this struggle is accepting reality, and also going to the gym. Now we'll talk about accepting reality first. So reality is, don't spend time worrying, okay? Honestly, boys, do not spend time worrying, because it doesn't help you in any way. There's no return on investment. Worrying is not going to help you get anywhere. It doesn't mean bounce around like, oh, I'm so happy, my life's falling apart, I'm so happy. It means be stoic. Accept reality. Accept that, right, life right now is not too good. I'm at my lowest point, but I know one day, night turns to day, winter turns to summer, the bad time will soon come to an end. Just have faith in the universe, because it will come back. Now with that, I really didn't appreciate how much the gym can affect you. I've only started the gym in the past 6 months, properly. Obviously, I've been in and out of the gym over my 20s. Like, you know, when you go for a bit and then you stop, you go for a bit and you stop, whatever. The past 6 months, I've been to the gym every single day since the breakup, and I cannot tell you how much it will help your mental health, boys. Do not underrate the gym. Not only is it's like an escape from reality, obviously, because when you're in that gym for 1, 2, even 3 hours, I was in the gym at some points, it is an escape. You forget about the world, whatever. But obviously there's science behind it, the dopamines that are released, or endorphins, or whatever it is. It really does help you. So I've been making sure to go to the gym the first thing in the morning every day, and it sets you up for the day. It really does. There's nothing I can recommend more than going to the gym, working out. when you start really going intense in the gym and you start to see your body changing a bit and you start to love yourself again, because you're at the low point and you're questioning yourself, you start asking questions: how did I get here? Why is the world cruel to me? I've only ever tried to be a good person, I work hard, whatever the case may be. You can question yourself. When you go to the gym, you start getting into that habit of, you know what, I respect myself more now. I'm starting to love myself. If you go hard in the gym, when you start noticing your body changing, you're going to be proud of yourself. And even if the world's crumbling around you, I promise you, after a really good gym session, you're going to feel so proud and you'll be like, I've smashed the biggest task of the day and I'm proud of myself, and everything else after this is a bonus, kind of. That's how you want to look at it like. And then, obviously, if you eat clean and you end up getting a nice body with it, you're gonna be so confident and respect yourself so much. So my advice is, really, go to the gym. Just when you first start in the gym, it's hard. You got to push yourself, force yourself. Oh, I don't want to go gym today, go. I don't want to go to gym today, just go. Just set off to the gym. Once you're in the gym, it's fine. And still today, 6 months on, yesterday I didn't want to go to the gym. Today I didn't want to go to the gym, but I know once I'm in there and I'm lifting weights, you feel good after it. So my advice there is, do what the future you would be proud of, and the future you would be proud of you going to the gym. If you don't go to the gym, you might regret it and you'll be like, oh, I wish I went to the gym, but you will never, ever, ever, ever regret going to the gym. I'll tell you that for a fact. So, number one, go to the gym. That's the best thing you can do, I think. And then secondly, just accept reality. Accept that, you know what, things ain't going right. I'm scared. You might be scared of what's going on. You don't know where you're going. You're lost. You're doubting yourself a bit. But accept reality and think, right, this is my reality at the minute. I can't control what's going on. I can't control that I've been through a breakup. I can't control that health issues are happening. I can't control that I've lost all this money. Blah, blah, blah. But I can control what I do from this point on. You can control going to the gym. You can control writing down goals. This is where I want to be in 6 months' time, right? How do I get there? You can control all that. So focus on what you can control and ignore what you can't control, okay? Another key, probably the most key lesson I've learned, and this is what actually my ex-girlfriend, one of the things I am grateful for her for, is she's shown me this book called The Chimp Paradox. Highly recommend reading it. I didn't know this, we probably all know it, but I didn't know it was actually science-based. And basically, every decision you'll ever make is either an emotional decision or a human decision. Now, what do I mean by that? Emotional decision is where you're reacting based on, obviously, how you feel. So you might be in an argument with a girl, she's making you angry, so then you start calling her all these names, you start getting really angry at her, or something's gone wrong at work and you're really angry, so you do something and then you regret it. Think back to all the times where you've made a mistake, and I want you to really think, was that a decision where I did it out of emotion? And I can guarantee you, 99% of the decisions where you actually regret it was based off emotion, okay? Now the other side is the human. What's the human? It's basically no emotions, you're thinking with logic. So what that means is, right, for example, this girl, I know she's no good for me, she keeps making me unhappy, and I keep choosing to stay with her. Why? You're staying with her because of your emotions. You're scared to be alone, or you love her. Stuff like that. These are all emotion based. Knowing deep down that the logical decision and the right decision is to not be with her. So if you look back and you think, right, I stayed with that girl too long and it ended up with her actually getting rid of me. Why? You stayed with her because of your emotions. Whereas if you think about logic, you would have not stayed with her that long. You would have made the hard decision to get rid of her. And you knew it was the right decision because your emotions aren't intact. So the key lesson there is, every decision going forward, boys, I promise you, take your emotion out of it and make a logical decision, and you'll never regret it, because you thought about it, you thought about the decision. We don't know whether it's the right or wrong decision, but you've made a decision based off your logic, not emotion, and you can accept the outcome of that decision, okay? I'm making a logical decision to split up with this girl. I don't know whether it's right or wrong, but I know that my emotions want me to stay with her, but logically, we're not right for each other. And you'll look back and think, you know what? I made the right decision there. Or if it's the wrong decision, you say, you know what? It was the wrong decision, but I accept it. And as a man, when you start accepting your decisions, you'll feel so much better. So please, 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 use logic and not emotion. Okay? Oh, right, what else have we got? Oh, this is a big one. Flipping hell, I wish I could go back in time for this. Don't waste your 20s chasing girls. Boys, girls are the best thing in this world. They flipping, honestly they are. How many fit girls are there? World is. Obviously we all want to chase them girls. Once you get that first pum, that feeling, like lad to lad talk, once you feel that, it's addictive. You want it again. Don't spend your 20s chasing girls. It doesn't end well. I've spent all my 20s chasing girls, even trying to find the one, and I'm turning 29 in 4 minutes, and I'm single now. However, if I would have instead chose to chase my purpose from my early 20s, I would have been in a position now where I've achieved my life goals, which is financial freedom. I would have spent 9 years chasing that goal, so I would have made it happen. So I would have achieved my purpose, financial freedom, or I would have learned a lot of lessons on the way. 9 years of lessons within the industry that I chose that actually put me in a position now where I've learned so many lessons that I can make calculated decisions towards my purpose. Do you know what I mean? However, what have I got to show for it? I've got a lot of exes where I've learned a lot of lessons relationship-wise, and the common theme throughout them all is I always put the girl first, and never put my purpose first. And girls don't like that anyway. Girls like a guy who is on his own A game, he knows what he wants from life, he's chasing his purpose, and they don't like it when they're first. Now, I'm going to get deeper into that point in a minute, but the life lesson here is don't waste your 20s chasing girls, okay? You will regret it. Trust me, you'll regret it. I don't know any lad that's been chasing girls throughout the 20s that doesn't regret it. They do regret it, trust me, they do. Right, on to the deep stuff. Always put your purpose first and not the girl. Now, this doesn't mean treat the girl wrong. You're still going to treat the girl right, but it means never compromise your journey for a girl. The right girl won't let you do that anyway. So they'll test you, obviously. So you'll have girls who are like, oh, I want to speak to you tonight. And then you say, oh, but I'm working. Oh, but just speak to me tonight. Why don't you have a phone call with me tonight? And you know you have a big task that you should do towards your purpose. The moment you start compromising, just once, you'll compromise again and again. And before you know it, she then comes first. Whenever she rings, you answer. You're on the phone for an hour, 2 hours. You put it down. What did you get out of that conversation? Oh, what you up to? Yeah, blah, blah, blah. I want to do this. Yeah, I love that TV series. I love that film. Whatever. When in reality, you could have spent 2 hours getting your marketing done or training to be an athlete or whatever it is. All this stuff, what you could do on the phone, you can actually do in person with the girl. So what should you do instead? Arrange a date with the girl. Right, I'm busy, I can make myself free Thursday night, but make a clear decision that I'm going to get all my work done until Thursday night, and then Thursday night I'm going to make myself free for you. Girls will respect that so much because they know, listen, my purpose comes first. They know subconsciously they come second, but when you're with them, don't treat them like crap. Do not treat them like rubbish, okay? Make sure that date night is the best date night of their life. But the minute you start compromising your journey, it'll get to a point where the girl realises, oh, this guy isn't actually too serious about his journey, and she'll find someone who is serious about the journey, whether it's an athlete, whether it's a guy who's working on his business, or whether it's someone else who's focused on the career. Girls like it when a guy is focused on the purpose, and trust me, I've been there. Don't put the girl first, because you'll regret all the time you wasted not chasing your purpose and your journey, okay? So if you are chasing girls, if you find a girl, make sure it's clear to yourself. You don't even have to make it clear to her, but make sure it's clear to yourself. The purpose comes first. You might really like her. You love spending time with girls. I love spending time with girls. I think they're the best. I honestly do. But you got to be harsh on yourself. Again, it's not about how you feel. Back to the chimp paradox. Emotions aside, logic. I do want to go spend time with her. I do love speaking to her. I do want to be on the phone to her all night. But I know the right decision is to get this done. I'm learning how to do Facebook marketing. If I learn this, if I spend an hour doing this, then what I'll do after I've done this, then I'll speak to her. Make sure you always do what you've got to do first, and then make time for her, okay? Promise me you'll do that, put your purpose first. Right, love. So I've just split up with a girl who I've been with for 3 years. So I can speak about this. And this isn't the same girl from before who I was with for 2.5 years. And we split up after the Forex trading when I lost all my money. This is a new one. This is a girl that I genuinely I've been looking for throughout all my 20s. I've been looking for this certain girl. I was clear about her. I want a girl who's classy, family orientated. We get on like best friends. I want her to support me on the journey. I thought I wanted her to be on the journey with me. And obviously we were in love and we were always laughing. So I got all them. It ticked all my boxes. Now, what I did wrong is red flags started coming up. However, because I've been in that many relationships and a lot of them was really, really bad, not what I was looking for, with this girl, I let the red flags slide because I thought about who she could be, the potential. Do you know what I mean? So I think, right, a red flag's here. If I can just talk to her and say, listen, I don't like that, don't do it again, then I think it's going to get better and become a better relationship. So I started doing that. A red flag come up. I had a conversation with her about it because communication is key. And then she said, right, yeah, I get it, I understand, blah, blah, blah. And then we got back together. So then a few months later, another red flag. Had a conversation, whatever. Before you know it, these red flags keep coming up. And what happens is, she starts to notice subconsciously that you ain't serious about the conversations you're having with her. Because if you was, the logical decision would be you'd be on your own, chasing your purpose and your journey. Whereas my emotional decision was, I'm going to get back with her, I see potential, and I was falling in love with a girl that I thought she could be, rather than who she is. That's very important. A lot of us guys, we fall in love with a girl of who we think she is, rather than who she is. So we start to ignore red flags because we're in love, or we're head over heels, or she's the best thing to ever happen to you, or you get on like friends, or you're always laughing, whatever the case may be. Your family might love her, whatever. But what happens is, every time you forgive her, she starts to disrespect you a little bit more and more. And with that, you start to lose respect for yourself. And if you let too many red flags go slide, she'll just keep doing it, and you'll start respecting yourself less. And you'll start asking yourself questions. Why does she keep doing this to me? Why is she not listening to me? Why doesn't she respect me? You know, stuff like that, which you shouldn't be doing anyway. You should respect yourself and have standards for yourself. And if a girl doesn't come into your life that respects your standards, then another girl will. So do not ignore the red flags, because there's a reason the red flags, and it means that she's not willing to treat you how you want to be treated, okay? What also happens when you're in love is you'll start to, obviously you're emotionally attached to this person now, and you'll start to see yourself go soft. And what happens is, as you start to go soft, a girl starts to take advantage of that. So she knows when she calls you, when she rings your phone, you're there answering straight away. You know, oh, my baby's ringing me, one minute. Hello, baby, you all right? Yeah, I'm just working. Yeah, I'm good, how are you? Yeah, I miss you. You know what, I can't wait to see you. She knows how in love you are, and she will keep testing it. Now, if you should be working and she's ringing you, don't answer the phone. It's not being disrespectful, it's you have a purpose and you're chasing it. You'll ring her back when you finish your task. So it's normal to go soft, it's normal to have feelings, and it's normal to fall in love, but don't let it compromise your journey, okay? It's hard, but again, take your emotions out of it, think logically. You're not treating her bad, you're not calling her names, you're just focusing on your journey, and she has to respect that and respect your journey, okay? This is a key thing. You won't know if a girl really loves you until you're at your lowest point. Now, I was with this girl for 3 years. I thought we was best mates. I thought we was genuinely so in love. I was so in love. And then when I was at my lowest point, where I was homeless, I just left my job. I didn't know what was going on. I was lost. I didn't really know what my purpose was. And the only thing I had at that moment was her. So she actually turned around to me and said, I know you're at your lowest point. And she actually just had an emergency operation. So at this point, my whole life was a mess. She just had an emergency operation where I nearly lost the love of my life. She had internal bleeding. So I'm looking at her thinking, wow, I am so deeply in love with you, I nearly lost you. She actually turned around to me after 3 years together, when I'm the most deep in love and also at my lowest point, and said, I know you're at your lowest point and I don't want to do this, but I thought about life. When I was on my hospital bed, I thought about life and I realised that I don't want to be with you. You won't know if a girl loves you until you're at your lowest point. I was at my lowest point and the love of my life said, I don't want to be with you. I can't tell you the pain that you'll get from that. And when your life around, when the whole world around you are already crashing down and the love of your life says that, it really does test you. It tests your mental strength. Now, the one thing I did do, which I am so proud of myself, and I'm still proud of myself to this day, and as a man, it's given me so much self-respect, is when she said that to me, what did I reply to her? What did I say? Did I question her? Did I beg for her back? Did I go mad? I didn't say anything. I did not say anything, and I walked out. I walked out like a man, and it's been 6 months now, and it's my birthday now, by the way. It's just turned Friday the 22nd of December, my birthday, so happy birthday to me. Doesn't feel like a birthday, honestly. But it's been one hell of a year. But I walked out like a man. I didn't say a word, and for 6 months I've had to try and forget about this girl who I was so deeply in love with. Do you know what I mean? So I thought about, obviously you think about where did I go wrong, whatever, and where I went wrong is ignoring the red flags. Where I went wrong is going soft. Where I went wrong is putting her first, which she was. I made sure that everything in my life revolved around making her happy. And I didn't put my purpose first once, not even once when I was with her. And now, the only regret I have is I've wasted 3 years of time where I could have been working on my purpose. So, again, you don't know if a girl really loves you until you're at your lowest point, and only then you realise you've effed up. You've effed up because you made emotional decisions when you should have made logic decisions, and now, 6 months on, I've not even spoke to the girl. It's like we're strangers. So all that 3 years of making memories was literally for nothing. For nothing. There's nothing to show for it. Nothing. If I worked on my purpose, I would have something to show for it. But I have nothing to show for it. So I promise you, if you're in love now, you need to, and you're not working on your purpose, and your purpose isn't first, you need to get your purpose first. ASAP. Write goals down before the new year. What do I want to be? Who do I want to be? I want to be confident. I want to be in good shape. Whatever the case may be, right? Make that your goal and start to make that your priority. If your girl's your priority, start to make that your priority. If she starts saying to you, you're changing or whatever, say, because this is who I want to be. And if she doesn't agree to it, she isn't the one for you anyway, and she would leave you at your lowest point anyway. So, honestly, put your purpose first, because even when you think a girl's in love with you, just wait till you're at your lowest point. They'll show you that they're not. Oh, that was a deep one. Right, here's a good one I want to talk about. How to quit addiction. So, I've never done drugs, but one of the key things that I was very addicted to was the sunbed. I went on the sunbed every single day since I was 18 till 27, so about 10 years. And then what I did is I said to myself, right, what is the hardest thing for me to quit? What is going to be the hardest thing for me to quit? Is it social media? Is it drinking? Is it the sunbed? And it was the sunbed. I knew that I go on every day, and to disrupt that and to not go on the sunbed again would be the hardest thing. If I can do that, quit the hardest addiction I have, I can do anything. Anything I set my mind to, I can do. So how do you quit addiction? You got to go cold turkey. Literally, boys, just go cold turkey. Just don't say to yourself, right, I'm going to quit on Monday, I'm going to quit in a few days, or I'm going to quit in the new year. Literally say, right, I'm stopping going on the sunbed now. That's what I did. And from that day, I didn't go on the sunbed for a full year, just to prove a point to myself. And the first few days, weeks actually, but the first few days were extremely hard. You're having like withdrawals. I need to go on the sunbed. No, I'm unconfident. I need a tan. I need to get on it. Oh no, blah blah blah. And then you're making excuses to go and do the thing that you want to do. And that goes for drinking as well, because I ended up quitting drinking for a full year as well. You start thinking, oh, I can't go out and socialise without a drink. People might think I'm weird. I don't know how to talk to people without a drink. I don't know how to talk to girls without a drink. Just go cold turkey. Once you start and you get through the first few periods of not doing the addiction, it becomes normal for you. And then you won't do it again. You'll just have in your mind, anything I set my mind to, I can do. And you start trusting yourself then. So if I say to myself today, right, I'm going to quit Instagram. I won't go on Instagram again because I know that's how confident I am and how disciplined I am now. Anything I set my mind to, I can do. If I don't want to drink again, I'll never drink again. Literally, I will never, ever, ever drink again. But what you have to do is think about what's the hardest thing for you to do. You might want to cut out junk food. I want to eat clean, right? Just stop. Literally, just stop. Make a decision on the hardest thing. Don't try and say, I'm going to stop this, I'm going to stop that, I'm going to stop this, I'm going to start this, I'm going to start the gym, I'm going to stop social media, I'm going to stop drinking. Don't overwhelm yourself. Pick the hardest thing and just go cold turkey on that. And then if you can do that, all the rest is easy. Trust me. So just go cold turkey on the hardest thing for yourself. Okay? Another good thing is, life lesson, is cutting social media out of your life. And then we'll get back to how to get back to it, because you do want to use social media for business and stuff like that. But if you find yourself scrolling on TikTok or scrolling on Instagram, you have to watch everyone's story, you have to see what everyone's up to. Cut it out. Your life will be so much better. Now here's one thing you'll notice when you do delete Instagram or whatever. When you delete Instagram, delete the actual app off your phone. Count how many times you pick up your phone and go to press it. It is scary. It will literally scare you how many times you pick up your phone. I'm not even joking. When I first quit social media, I was embarrassed. I picked up my phone every 5 minutes. Oh, Instagram's not there, right, put it down. Oh, Instagram's not there, put it down. That happened for about a week and I was embarrassed. Is that how much I picked up my phone? You don't realise how much you do it. Once you come off it, you start realising there is a world outside of social media. So what do you do instead of that? Well, instead of working on your purpose, obviously, you start realising, flipping hell, I have a family. Suddenly you're talking with your family. Suddenly you're talking with your friends. You're actually talking to people. This is what we're for. We're social animals. We're not supposed to be online. Think about, how do you normally talk to your friends or your family? I usually talk to my family on WhatsApp, but why am I not speaking to them face to face? I normally speak to my friends on Instagram DMs or whatever. Why am I not ringing them? When's the last time you actually called your friend and had a conversation? Do you know what I mean? So cut social media out your life and I promise you it will change your life. Not only will you realise how addicted you actually are by picking up your phone, but you'll realise that there is more to life than social media. You want to get in a position where you control social media and it's not in control of you, okay? So after a sustained period, I would literally say, aim for 3 months first. When you get to 3 months, do 6 months, and then go back on it with a clear plan on what you're going on social media for. I'm going on social media to promote my business. I'm going on social media to promote my personal brand, whatever it is. But have a clear plan. Post, but don't consume, okay? Don't consume. I promise you, it will change your life, okay? It will. And it will help with your mental health as well. The next one, don't watch porn. I haven't watched porn at all for about, 7 months, 8 months. And it's the best thing I ever did. You don't realise, I know what porn's like. It's good. You got a fit bird there getting rattled, you're having a tug to it, and you're like, oh yeah, that's mint. What you don't realise is it's actually impacting your mental health more than you realise. I don't really know how to explain it, but I can only explain it by you. So when you're speaking to birds, right? If I compare it to when I used to speak to birds and to now, when you speak to birds, when you're watching porn, you're comparing them to these birds on porn and whatever, and it's literally no good. Whereas when you come off porn and you start forgetting about it and you forget what porn even is or whatever, you start having more confidence with yourself and you start respecting yourself again. You're like, I don't have to watch porn. I'll just go out and speak to a bird. That's what we're here for. We're here for physical activity, not this pretend on a screen stuff. Do you know what I mean? So again, like the social media, we're supposed to actually interact with people in real life. With girls, and well, that's what it is at the end of the day with girls. You're not supposed to be on here quick, easy win, or I'm feeling horny, right? You know what, I'm going to go on porn, find a fit bird, blah, 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 same video every time. No, bro. Have discipline and think, right, there's going to be times where you go through these waves. I still go through it where I think, oh, God, I'm really horny tonight. Put that energy into either the gym or doing a task, and I promise you, it disappears. You'll get to a point where you're not horny anymore, and then you start to get to know birds better. The conversations are better, and when you're speaking to birds, the conversations are better as well, because you know that you're actually having an interaction with a girl rather than, or, well, if this conversation with this bird don't go to plan, I'm just going to watch some porn anyway. Do you know what I mean? It's hard to explain, but until you stop watching porn, you'll know what I mean. So I promise you, make a promise to yourself, just don't watch porn. It'll be the best thing you ever do. Another life lesson is reflection. To grow as a man, okay, you want to reflect on your life, where you went wrong, where you could have done better, where you are today, why you're here today, so then you can learn who you are as a person. Now, one of the things I learned as a person was, only until I did reflection, was I had a fear of missing out. I was scared to be alone. I never knew this, or I refused to believe it until I actually sat down and reflected and thought, you know what, I am scared to be alone. So what I need to do now is that I need to learn how to be on my own and love myself. And it was only through reflection that I accepted that, again, accepting reality. And now I can be in an office on my own, and really love my own company. I put some music on in the background, I'm learning stuff, whatever, and I'm not thinking at the weekend, or are all my friends out, I need to be out. I don't have that fear of missing out. I don't have that scared to be alone. I reflected and knew that I procrastinate a lot. Until upon reflection, I didn't realise that I procrastinated so much. So upon that, I accepted it. Yeah, I do procrastinate, and I shouldn't. So how do I get over this? Search online on YouTube how to stop procrastinating. You got the 2-minute rule, right? If you have a task to do, give yourself 2 minutes to start it, and then just before the 2 minutes is up, you'll get to work. Stuff like that. Only once you reflect and really accept who you are as a person can you begin to grow as a person. So honestly, reflection might sound like weakness to some people. Well, I'm not reflecting. Trust me, reflection is one of the best things you can do. Reflect on every part of your life, who you are as a person, what is your family life like, what's your inner circle, what's your career/business life like, what's your spiritual like, what do you believe in? Do you believe in a religion? Do you believe in the law of attraction? Do you believe everyone's here for a reason? Whatever. Really get to know yourself. Take some time to reflect. Honestly, it will change your life, and really, you'll really get to know yourself as a person, because when you're on social media anyway, you're so overwhelmed by everyone else, you actually forget who you are. Whereas you cut it all out, you reflect, you think, you know what, yeah, I am a shy person, wow. How long have I been shy for? You know what, I really need to get confident, right? How do I get confident? Right, go to the gym, start doing things that make you confident, and then all of a sudden you become a confident person. But you only get to that position once you reflect. Okay? Another life lesson. You literally only really have yourself in this world, okay? So I realised this at my lowest point. I realised that in this world, I actually only really have me. And if I don't love myself, if I'm not happy myself, if I don't respect myself, how can anyone else? And you're responsible for your own life, okay? If you go drink driving, that's your fault, obviously. If you choose to be with a girl and you know you shouldn't, that's your fault. If you're waiting for someone to come and save you, no one's coming to save you. You need to actually realise it's only you, really you in this life. Now, there's going to be people that care for you, so I don't mean that. So your mum, your dad, your very close family will care for you, but in the deep dark times when you're sat alone in your office and you're lonely, who's really there for you? It's only you, and you've got to know that, you know what, you're here for a short period of time, 75 years if you're lucky, 75 years, you've got to be happy with your own life. Stop looking for happiness in other people. Stop looking for other people to be happy for you. Be happy in your own life, because you actually only really have yourself. Okay? And on that point, if you are a guy, one thing I do want you to know is, whether you're on good or bad terms, your mum, as a guy, your mum will always be there for you. Always, always, always be there for you. You could have not spoke to your mum in 5 months. You could have been the most stupid young boy, getting into crime, doing everything your mum told you not to do. But if you go to your mum and say, Mum, I love you and I really need you right now, I can guarantee you she will be there for you. Because at the end of the day, your mummy's little boy. Do you know what I mean? You're the little boy that she brought up. She brought you into this world. She will always be there for you. So always be grateful for your mum. She will honestly always be there for you. Even when you think they're not. Oh, my mum don't believe in me. She don't believe in my journey, where I want to be, whatever. Honestly, when you need someone out of anyone in this world as a guy, your mum will always be there for you. Luckily, I still have my mum. A lot of guys don't. I love my mum so much, I can't even put it into words. Honestly, I would do anything for her. And we've been through our arguments and that, and every time we had an argument, it pained me inside. And obviously your ego gets on top of you, whatever, but I know no matter what, my mum will always be there for me, and I love her so much. So that's one thing I can say, guys. Your mum will always be there for you. That's a life lesson. The next one is, I want you don't know when you're going to lose someone. I know a lot of guys where the mums died suddenly. They're in the 20s and the mum or someone close to them has died. I have a lot of close friends that have killed themselves. We also, my granddad died not long ago. My dad was having a health scare, a really bad health scare. My girlfriend was having a health scare at the time, internal bleeding. My dog died out the blue. Literally, I put her to bed, give her some treats, and then when we woke up, she was dead. You don't know when you're going to lose someone that you actually care for or love, so I want you to actually get into the routine of telling people that you actually care about and that you actually love, that you love them. Don't wait until you have a big win. Don't wait until something good happens, because you don't know when that's going to happen. And again, you don't know when something bad is going to happen when you lose someone. I want you to get into the routine of telling the people close to you that you care for, that you love them and you appreciate them. I do it at least once a month. I'll just tell my mum and dad and my sister and my nans, I'm really grateful for you and I love you so much and thank you for being there for me. Sometimes I actually say to them, I know I'm always in this office and I'm always on my own and I don't really speak much because I'm on my journey, but I just want you to know I love you so much and I'm going to show you how much I love you all when I make it. So please, 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 if you're going to do anything today, tell the close ones that you do love them. It's not weakness, it's strength. Trust me. Trust me. Because you don't know when the last time you're going to see someone is. Just tell them you love them. And then there's so many life lessons, but I'm just going to round it off now, and this is a serious one. Life might be going good now, or it might even be going bad. You don't know when your lowest point is going to be, okay? You, honestly, you don't know when your lowest point is going to be. When I was at my lowest point, life was going good. I just left my job to pursue my dream. I saved up enough money. I'm in a relationship with a girl where I'm in love with her. She's the one. All of a sudden, out of the blue, I'm homeless. My girlfriend splits up with me. Suddenly I forget my purpose. I feel like I have no one. The lowest point in my life literally come out of the blue, okay? And I was not prepared for it. I handled it very well, but you don't know when the lowest point is going to be. Don't believe that you won't have a lowest point, but also don't expect a lowest point. Do you know what I mean? Don't be on edge. Oh, when's the lowest point? Looking out for it. You don't know when it's going to be. Be grateful for now. Be grateful for the present. Be grateful for today. And then tomorrow when you wake up, be grateful that you woke up. Be grateful that you still have your mum and dad. Be grateful that you have the opportunity to chase your dreams. Be grateful that you're healthy. Be grateful that you're young. There's a lot of things to be grateful for. Be grateful for now, because honestly, you don't know when your lowest point is going to be. You don't. And when you're at your lowest point, it will really hit you hard. Hit you so hard that a lot of people, unfortunately, I know a lot of lads that have ended their own life because they couldn't handle it. They was at their lowest point. When you don't know when your lowest point is, so honestly, get into the routine of practicing gratitude, and it will help you get through the lowest point as well, whenever that will come. You don't know when it is. You might take a big risk. It might not pay off. Nothing's guaranteed in life. And then, oh my God, I'm at my lowest point. Oh, your head's all over the shore. There's always something to be grateful for. Find something to be grateful for and just focus on that. I'm grateful I woke up today. We're alive. You're watching this video. You're alive. A lot of people ain't. How many people have died this year alone? How many young lads have died? How many people have died in a car crash? How many people have killed themselves? You're alive. You're watching this video. So please, whether you're at your lowest point now or whether you're at your highest point, be grateful for life and find a lot of things to be grateful for, because there really is. Boys, there's a lot of life lessons, but I just wanted to give you that advice on, well, what's now my birthday. God, I'm half an hour into my 29th birthday, so I'm going to post this, I'm going to upload it. I don't know how it is, I'm not going to watch it. Hopefully it helps some of you. Raw, unedited. By the time you see this, it will be my birthday. And boys, that's my birthday message to you, so I hope it's helped you. And here's to the last year of my 20s. I'm going to end it on a good one. I'm going to end this video on a good one, and I'm going to end this 20s on a good one. I'm going to do you all proud. So, boys, thank you for watching this video. I really do appreciate it. Thank you.